Rico No Suave Show. We are bringing you a fun-filled show tonight with a great guest. So get ready, mi gente. Now, here is your talk show host, Rico No Dale.
What's up, everybody? I tell you, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Rico No Suave here on the 1, 2, 1, 2. I am ready to be back with each and every one of you guys. I hope you guys have missed me like I always say. Miss me, and I miss you back. I always miss you. You already know. Hey, welcome back to another great Wednesday here on the Rico No Suave Show. We got a fun-filled packed show for you today. I am super happy to be back again, because I'm always ready to give you some great guests, some great content, and for you guys to just come on in and tune in to have a good time as far as with us. And thank you guys so much for your support. If you're waving to the TV, hello. If you're actually on live with us, let us know you here. Just say hello. Make sure you participate. Make sure you ask questions because we're going to have a great, fun-filled hour for you guys as well, too. All right, let's get it on, everybody. We always talk about awareness and what things that you should be aware of per month or per show, right? If it's for the month itself, but it's all about the awareness. And this one is National Autism Awareness Month. Yeah. All right, everybody. One of the things about the autism, I did something really super cool when, of course, there's adults that has autism and there's also youth. And I did kind of like a cooking recipe as far as with kids and adults that actually had autism. And it was such a great thing to be able to do this. And we always say, is there a disability? No, there's an ability, never a disability of what, people like that has the autism, right? That actually is in that kind of like people put them in that bubble. We never do that, right? Because you always have the ability. You're one of us and you always be one of us, but also the parents. To all of the parents out there that actually have kids or adults that's autism, I would tell you that, I love you guys because you guys put an organization together and you put things together for programs to be able to keep them active, but also to be able to know how to, be that great parent as far as for your kids. Doesn't matter what age, they're always going to be your kids, no matter what, or your kid, as well too. So make sure you please go ahead and support some of the non-for-profit organizations that supports autism as far as with families and also with the friends as well too. So, here on the Rico No Suave Show, we always show that love and we'll continue to show that love as well too for Autism Awareness Month. Let's get it on. Yeah. All right, everybody. I have to introduce this young lady. And when I tell you, everyone, that it's all about health and fitness because I love kettlebells, man. I love kettlebells. I love to work out. I love to just, try and do what I can, right? But it's all a mentality. It's all about being disciplined. She is the chief of wellness and also from NOTA health and fitness as well too, and wellness. Always got to put that in there as well too. Big shout out to my man Mark Brazil for introducing me to her. Put your hands together for none other than Mary Ghali. Let's go. Yeah. Hi Mary, how are you? Yeah, let's see if we can get her. Okay, all right. Hey Mary, how are you? Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Let's go. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Man, it's great to have you on the show today. It's great to be back on the show today to show my audience as far as a great guest like yourself. And this is going to be such a great hour because we're going to talk a little bit about what they need to do. We love cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers too. White Castle is a hard thing for me here in Chicago, right? But, when it comes down to health and fitness, I got to push that to the side and, put some broccoli in my system and eat well. But I'm glad that you're here because you're going to be the inspiration for all of us in regards to things that we should be doing and understanding your business today. So before we get started, though, do you have any shout outs that you want to give out to anybody out there?
Oh, yes. I always got a shout out to my amazing parents. Wouldn't be here without them. They're my number one supporters.
Nice.
They carried me here, right? I couldn't be here without them. And, I remember my dad used to always love wearing the shirts. So then when anyone asked him, what's that? I was like, oh, it's my daughter's business. So got a shout out to mom and dad.
Nice.
And then, of course, the amazing team at NOTA. Honestly, they are the heartbeat of NOTA. We couldn't be here without them. So shout out to everyone. You all know who you are on the NOTA team.
Nice. Love it. Let's go. Big shout out to the parents. Big shout out to the people that support you. Big shout out to everybody that's part of that great industry and circle as well. I got questions.
Hey, I'm ready.
You ready?
I am.
Okay. All right.
I hope so.
Let's all right, let's get it on. All right. We always talk about starting a business, right? And depends on where you want to start a business, it can be kind of competitive based in that industry, right? How
Mhm.
were you able to get your business started on the path that you want to get it started on?
Great question. COVID actually was super helpful because all the gyms were shut down. And NOTA, the idea of NOTA was actually born about 10 years ago. I was finishing up undergrad, and I remember sitting with a friend of mine in the Panera we have on campus, just talking about this idea that I had of wanting to build this wellness community. Fast forward, I went to grad school after, didn't really had the idea, but didn't really act on it. And I was working for a great company at the time who my boss is now one of my greatest friends and mentors. And he saw the vision. And so then COVID happened and gyms were shut down. And so we were working out outside, my friends and I, and then we would just go to the nearby track. And people saw us doing that. And that's what kind of sparked it. And people were like, can we join? And that's where it came from. I was like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the wellness community I've always wanted to create and be a part of, that I got to be a part of. And then I want to now create for other people. And it happened like this is what I got my master's in. This is what I went to undergrad for, is like health and wellness, public health, community health. And so I'm very fortunate also that I do have the background and the credentials to back it up. But yeah, I think the main thing about it is just making it unique, making it us. Like I'm different than any other, wellness professional out there. And the thing
Yeah,
about NOTA is it's not just a gym. Like yes, fitness is in our name and it is one of the things we focus on, but we're more than that. And so that's the other thing, is really showing people that health and wellness is fun and it's achievable. And so bringing our own unique twist to it is really what I think helped us get started and getting us to where we're at now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, because NOTA, there's the abbreviation of that. Can you let the
Mhm.
audience know what does that mean?
Yes. So NOTA actually stands for No One Trains Alone. And that goes back to that whole community piece of
Yes.
we're all on a health and wellness journey. I'm on my own journey. I'm sure each of you is on it, thought about it. And so that's where NOTA is that you're never on this journey alone. And we can actually go farther when we're doing it together.
I like that. One of the things is that when we talk about how COVID has made people understand themselves, and also could people can be depressed, people can not want to do things and just eat all day because that's you're just surrounded by food and snacks and not really wanting to do anything because it's almost like you were kind of forced to be at home. And also sometimes on the flip side of that, you have people that was creative, right? And then you was like, man, I didn't know that I actually had this talent, right? I didn't know that I was able to do this, right? And I
Mhm.
think, there was just two sides of the story, and I'm sure you probably got aware of that with clients or people coming to you saying, I'm tired of sitting at home eating bonbons or donuts
Yeah.
and I need to do something as far as with my life. But when it came to yourself to be able to get in this industry, even though you went to school for this and start understanding, there hasn't been a decision that Mary had to make to say, I wanted to live that healthy life or understand what that healthy life is. What sparked that with Mary to be able to want to go down that track?
Great question. And the other thing is, like, I am on my own wellness journey and I've had my own story.
Okay.
So, growing up, I liked bonbons, I liked Ho Ho's, Twinkies, I drank soda. I
Oof.
did all of, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little overweight child, even going into high school.
Okay.
And then I realized, I'm like, I know that I want to go into this industry of public health. And I can't, I'm a fraud if I don't look the part. I need to take care of myself. But I think the other thing that will help me connect with people is being able to do it, like having been on that place of being couch potato, not being able to like run for 5 minutes, those little things. So that's really what sparked it. And I want to say, started maybe when I was 16, 17 years old. YouTube videos, didn't know anything about fitness and movement that much besides
Yeah.
gym class. So doing YouTube, and then here we are. So I got into working out. I loved it. And I went to college, was on my own. And I was like, oh, there's a gym on campus. Let me go and do more. And I was able to lose 30 pounds.
All right.
And yeah, just diet and movement. And it's not hard. Like, it's simple things. I'm not a bodybuilder whatsoever. I didn't necessarily grow up with like an athletic background.
Nice.
But I did it. I just decided to get up off the couch and move my butt.
Yeah.
Now I will say, during COVID, I did gain a little bit of that back, but I had to. That also helped me connect with my clients. Is like, COVID was hard for me too.
Yep.
I stayed at home and did all that, and so I had to do the same thing of get myself back into it. And that's my story, because I get what it's like to have no motivation, but to be like, I know I need to do better, but what does that look like?
Yeah, I like that piece because I think one of the biggest things about mind control of where COVID put it in our heads that you had to stay home and you had to stay away from other people. But I think health and wellness or health and just fitness in general kind of make you feel like even if you were like if we had the common cold, you feel like you still wanted to go and push yourself to sweat it all out, right? To be able
Yeah,
to still exercise and be able to gain that strength. Because when you're feeling weak like that, it's depressing. I ain't gonna lie, it's
yeah,
depressing. And I think for
very,
you as in your journey, that kind of help you be your own client, of course, to tell people, hey, I've been through the same. I've been through the same as well. What has school actually helped you from dietary, right? As well as being able to know what you need to train for moving forward when you started, before COVID.
how school has helped. So for me, I'm a nerd and I like to know how things work. I'm always like, how does this work?
Yeah.
So school helped me to understand the science behind it. My education was science heavy in terms of like biology, anatomy, chemistry,
Mm,
but then the practicality of it, especially when I went to my master's, because my master's has the behavior change theories, the disease prevention, the health communications. So communicating things to people that may not understand it. And
yep.
that's what my master's really helped me with, is getting that understanding from a science level, like the
Yep.
cellular level, to like the one-on-one people, to the theories behind it. And that helps to me with my training philosophy with my clients now, and
Yep.
also with our corporate clients, because we do a lot of corporate work at NOTA as well. So how
Yeah.
can we reach these diverse groups of people, and making sure we're meeting as many of their needs as possible?
I like that. I like that. And I do want to talk more about that because when you start getting into big corporations or even small businesses that have maybe a group of 10 people that work together and they want to actually have, some type of, educational training as well too when it comes to dietary or just health and fitness as well too. And then you have the big corporations as well that I do want to talk a little bit further within this hour. But after you got it, now you kind of talk about the inspiration, which was good because you kind of answered that question for me, which I really love. And I mean, we do have people that's actually coming in right now. Donna Marie Bird says, "Hello, Mary. How are you?"
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
That's
I missed
Donna
that.
Marie Bird. Donna Marie Bird is checking in, saying hello. She says she loves. She says she loves your. She loves the name of "No One Trains Alone," which I think is super awesome, as well. So I think that's such a great annotation as well. So once you finished and you went and COVID started hitting, and then were you nervous about working out with other people during the COVID time because everybody was trying to say stay away Were you kind of nervous in regards to grouping people together to exercise?
Good question. And I will say we did follow all the local guidelines at first. So I will say, 'cause for us, our area, I'm right outside the DC area. We
Okay.
kind of shut down mid-March of 2020. And
Okay.
so I wouldn't say it was probably June 2020 is when we started going back out with people. And I
Oh,
started with
okay.
a couple close friends, like one or two other people. How can we make this work? And so what we ended up doing was like setting up stations that were about 6 feet apart. So if I'm over here doing squats, you're over there doing push-ups. Okay,
Oh, I
we
see.
can like run around and do it. I was a little nervous because at that time COVID was still this big unknown thing. Like, is it
Right.
airborne? You know, or we're
Right.
around each other. But we were like, it's not working being at home, trying to do this on Zoom or on our own and just like sending each other sweaty selfies. Like the in-person motivation is just so different. And so
Yeah.
we're just going to do it. And we're going to take the risk and hope and pray that it doesn't end badly. And thankfully it didn't.
That's
None of
good.
us caught COVID from that. And I think we were all in pretty good shape, or it helped us to get back in shape. So it was good.
Do you know there was it was very weird how this all happened because it felt like, with certain people it did affect certain people are a certain way, and people that may
Mm-hmm.
have, ongoing, maybe either the disease or maybe infections that they actually have within their body. And did you happen to help anyone during that time that was maybe actually feeling like, I wouldn't say sick, but just feeling like they were just dragging, they were fatigued, and you probably thought like maybe you might want to go and get that checked, or maybe if you do this exercise, let's try and see if we can sweat it out. If not, go to the doctor. Did you run into anything like that as far as with some of the people you worked out with during that time?
A couple of times, actually, someone would be like, I'm not feeling that great. Like something feels off. And sometimes they couldn't pinpoint it. Some people were like, yeah, like my head's just feeling a little heavy today. And some people were like, I don't know what it is, but there's something. And that was exactly like you said, like, we're just going to sweat it out. And if you
Yeah.
still feel bad, or if you feel bad during this, like if you start to feel lightheaded or off or nauseous,
Yep.
please stop, sit down. We're going to get you the attention, which
Yeah.
luckily never happened. No one got sick during. And a
Yep.
lot of times people afterwards said, yeah, I'm feeling okay. But none of our group, again, ended up having COVID in that beginning stages. And they really did just sweat it out.
The reason why I'm asking these questions is because it was some of the things that I went through when it was time for me.
Yeah.
Like I was doing some CrossFit stuff, right? And
Mhm.
of course it was virtual, but then also, you had like people that was like 6 feet away. But it was one thing is as far as when you had 6 feet away, I'm not I like to breathe, right? So the mask was a really hard thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm not used to having like mask over my face while I'm either walking or if it just feels like, you ever had something like it felt like a nozzle, right? I don't know how the
Yeah.
horses do it, but whatever you call it, like the nozzle thing, and it just feels like, you want to poke holes through it just to feel like you're breathing.
Yeah.
Have you, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's just, I'm silly like that, but did you ever feel that way? Did you have to wear a mask, or how did you feel about doing that time?
We did not, when we were working out outside, wear masks, I'll be honest, because we were like, we're outside and we are outside. So we don't have to feel that suffocating feeling,
Yeah.
because we tried it once. I think everyone came over to my house and I had a little bit of equipment, and it was suffocating and it was hard. And we'd like every couple minutes, if not every minute, we'd like pull it down, come up for air, put the mask back on. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think some of the people felt like it was making them feel more at risk, like more lightheaded, more nauseous, like they
Right.
couldn't push through as much. So that's why we were like, yeah, we're just going to take this outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you wear the mask as well too?
I did inside, yeah, because also I was around my parents who were older
Oh,
and high
yeah.
risk for COVID. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to bring anything to them. And
Yeah.
after working out at home, I was like, yeah, maybe we should just do this outside so
Yeah.
that it eliminates our risk as much as possible. Because for me, also the biggest thing with COVID is, since I was around my parents so
Yep.
much,
Hmm.
eliminating anything that I could be bringing to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of felt the same way, too, as far as my mom, she's in her 80s, right? And during that time, I couldn't even see my parents, right? I didn't want to be around my parents like that. My mom didn't want me to be around her. She was like, don't come around me. I don't know what you got. I'm like,
Yeah.
Ma, listen, listen, I love you and I'm not going to come around you. I will say hi to you FaceTime, but, but I wanted to make sure I did stay away during that time because I wanted to make sure I protected my mom and my dad during that time as well. So I totally understand where you're coming from as far as with that and making sure that they're safe because we love them. We want them here,
Yes,
So definitely.
exactly.
We do have some hey John T for free. One of our regulars. Hey John T for free. He said, "Hey y'all, what I miss?" And then he laughed about the horse nozzle.
Yeah,
that I just, yeah, it feels that way.
it's
We
so
do,
true.
it is, it felt like that. We do have a personal trainer. Patty Escobar is checking in. Hello, Patty Escobar. She says, "Hi, I'm a personal trainer. We put room dividers up at our gym so
Mm.
people had their little personal space to still come in and work out." Big shout out to the CrossFitters. Big Shoulders, of course. Big Shoulders CrossFit over there, Elk Grove area. I hope I said the right area. No, I don't know if that's Elk Grove, but yeah, just look them up. They're awesome, man. They're awesome. But she's a great personal trainer as well too. But they had to put up dividers during that time just for them to actually to work out. So thank you for that comment. Appreciate that. Okay, so I think we got something out. Oh, John T. Free comes back and says there was no way to work while wearing them. Plus, they collect sweat and and breath. So, so a lot
Yeah,
of times it would feel like I was getting more germs everywhere. Well, if you ate cheeseburgers or if you ate hot dogs and you know what you ate, it depends on what the inside of your mask looks like, right? So, brush your teeth, right, and make sure that everything is still clean. But still though, it
yeah.
was so annoying. It was so annoying as well too, but we understood what we tried to prevent about that. Did you ever have a class or anything that you wanted to teach people in regards to some people that didn't really want to wear it, but you had to actually help train them to understand the reason behind it?
Yeah, and I did a lot of that, especially on the corporate side in our corporate wellness entity or
Nice.
like in the realm of that. Yeah, we did a lot of like COVID disease prevention, education, mask education, a lot of hand washing education too, and just like basic sanitary stuff like don't touch your face, which we don't realize how often we do. Don't touch your hair, and
Yeah.
how when that happens, like when you do touch your face, what does that mean? Like why is that a bad thing? Or yeah, how do you wear a mask? What are the different types of masks? What's the proper way to wear it? If you do need to take a break from it, how should you properly do that? So there was a lot of COVID education. I
Yeah.
also worked a lot of those early COVID vaccine clinics, which
Mm.
were a time we would like take over different community centers and the lines were wrapped around the parking lot. And it was
Wow.
maybe like a 20-degree day. And they started out with giving it to the elderly first, but they showed
Correct.
up. Yeah, and they showed up. We had like a 12-hour clinic, so they split us into two shifts. And I worked the double, so the 12-hour. There was not a single down moment. And they came and they stood outside and they waited for hours to get that shot.
Wow. I mean, because because we're talking about health and wellness, I mean, this has something to do that hit America or the world, I should say. It hurt a lot of people in regards to being able to stay at home, but then also it helped a lot of people to be able to, I don't like shots, right? I don't like needles, right? That's just me, right? But I understand that where there was vaccines that we need to be able to have in order to help us get better, right? Like penicillin shots back in the day, right? And shots that you actually had to take in order for you to actually not like get the measles, the mumps, and all of those things that you had to get as a kid. What was it like for you when you actually was saying, well, this is a vaccine? How long did you do your research also as a trainer? Because I mean, we're going to school, a nutritionist, right? And also learn about dietary, but I'm sure you had to learn about other diseases. Did you also do research in regards to what the different vaccines or the different levels of vaccine that people were actually taking?
Oh yeah, I did a lot of research, whether on my own or asking my friends that were medical professionals. So I
Yeah,
know I have several friends that are doctors, and I was asking them the science, like after doing my own research, and we'd have so many debates about it, and even with my own family members. But yeah, I definitely wanted to make sure that I had the most accurate information because
yeah,
that's what I want to put out there. I never want to put out something, well, this is what I think. No, this is what the research says. This is what science says. This is
yeah,
what this mRNA vaccine, this is how it works. And also because there was so much information out there of the side effects of, okay, if you take it, this might happen to you or that. So
sure.
really just understanding that so we can truly educate people and hopefully debunk some of those myths that were out there.
Yeah,
Um, and just, yeah, because that's what we do. Like, even till now, when we do things on like heart disease or
yep,
cancer or
yep.
stress, it's all about the numbers, it's all about the data. We're never just pulling something out unless we've done our own research and we're putting that out there, but it's never going to be like opinions, it's all going to be facts.
Yeah, I always wondered about that because, as you being in the health industry and you guys health professionals and in a health and wellness, of course, COVID always comes up when it comes to downtime, but also what did you learn from it, right? As far as from as a health professional, and what did that actually like? Did it also make you feel skeptical about taking it, or before you really understood it, but also you knew what it was there for to be able to you maybe help the elders, right?
Yeah.
And the older citizens. And I think what happens is that it it kind of throws in regards to where do you feel like yourself, because if you're eating apples, oranges, you take lemon with tea, and you're doing the dietary things in order for you not to be able to how can I say, for you not to get sick in general. What is the extra thing that you went for the research? So I appreciate you going over that, because sometimes people don't understand what health professionals like yourself do to actually gather the information to make people feel comfortable also with taking it, as well too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the whole goal, right? Like if I did it, you can do it too. I'm never going to tell anyone to do something that I won't do myself,
Yep.
whether it was the COVID shot or when it comes to fitness or nutrition or anything else wellness related. I'm always going to try it on myself first.
Awesome. Awesome. You know what? I think we're going to take a nice quick commercial break. Everybody, we got my girl Mary Ghali here. She is that it's that nota very. Not everyone. What is it? Not
No one trains alone.
no one trains alone. Yeah, no one trains. I said not anyone trains alone. Right. No one trains alone. I love that, man. I love that. That's going to be the nota of the show today. Let's go. Mary Ghali, your boy Rico Suave. We'll be back. And then we got a nice little commercial of Nota right after. Here we go.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800 723 2013.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Hey, I like that commercial. I like that. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Push ups, and, I like to do push ups on my kettlebells, so it actually makes me feel like, I'm doing something even stronger.
You
But I
can go a
love
lot deeper.
Yeah, hey, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it actually helps me as far as when look at me trying to do my exercise right now. Yeah, this is awesome, man. Congratulations on the commercial. I love the commercial itself, and everybody, if you're loving this show, make sure you show Mary some love as well too. And let's get it on when it's time to get our exercise on. All right, let's get to something that's also because there's a next the next two is how can I say it? kind of goes hands in hand, but a little bit, off when it comes to the youth and also with adults. So there's programs that I'm sure that you actually have, and you've been training and been doing this for 10 years. So when it comes down to training versus the youth, let's start off. 'Cause we got a nice picture of it. But tell us in regards to how you work with the youth.
Yeah, so with the youth, it's a little bit of a different approach because number one, they're still developing. So that's something that we always keep in mind, myself or any of our trainers. And we also make sure that our trainers have a children fitness certification so that they can work with kids, number one, because the way you approach kids is different because they are still developing, so they can be a little bit more injury prone. And the other thing with kids, especially like younger kids, we do sometimes work with elementary age kids, is they have a very short attention span. And so sometimes you just got to go with the flow and make it more fun in just a different way. Whereas with adults, knowing like they might have injuries or other conditions on top of that, so just a different approach. But at the end of the day, fitness is fitness, wellness is wellness, movement is movement. So just really tailoring it to that age group. And sometimes with the kids, we do, again, like it ends up just us being running around or playing games. And honestly, they love that. It's super fun. The adults also like that too. Surprise.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes we just end up like playing these fitness related games or turning everything into like a competition, and they love it.
That's awesome. So the programs, because if you what was the oldest that you ever of course helped, as far as from the youngest to the oldest? What was that like for you training them?
Yeah, I would say youngest. We've had a couple of 2-year-olds coming in with their siblings but their parents would stay around.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
They come in like boss baby.
Honestly, yeah, they told me what to do. I worked for, yeah. And then
And what was the oldest?
86.
Wow.
And those are some of the best sessions because I remember one time he was telling me the story as we were walking on the treadmill, and my face was just like I think my jaw was like dropped. So my mentor came by and he was like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "Yeah." He's just telling me a story, like giving me life advice, and those are some of the best. They were some of the best sessions because you're helping them, but you're also gaining way more. I felt like I was getting so much more out of it than I think I was ever giving him, and it's just those conversations and learning. It was just such a beautiful time.
Let's go. I love that. I love that. And if we have more time, we'll talk a little bit about what the program was that you actually give as far as for, the youth versus, the older. But we do have a question and also a statement from Patty Escobar, the personal trainer. She says, love the NOTA commercial. Awesome. Thank you, Patty Escobar. We appreciate you on that. And then Donna Marie Bird, this is a good one because this kind of goes into the training aspects and what you probably would look out for when either training or just health and wellness as well. Mary, thank you for speaking with us. Have you ever experienced people who had leg cramps at night after working out earlier? Have you ever heard that working out can cause leg cramps later?
Yes. That is common, more common than you think. And it's not, sometimes people think is it age related? No, it can happen in younger people too. Some of my friends that I train, it happens to them and they're in their 30s, 40s. So yeah, it does happen. It is common. Sometimes you just have to work through it.
Yeah.
Stretch that muscle out too, because it could be that lactic acid building up. But yeah, just stretch through it. Also, foam rolling helps. If you don't have one, I like to do a knuckle massage. Just take my knuckles and like kind of, I feel like I'm like rolling it out, almost like rolling dough, as weird as that sounds. Yeah, but that does happen. But sometimes if it's really bad, just wait till it dies down a little bit.
Yeah, I had a few of those, and those things are no joke. It's, what's worse? It's worse whenever you're actually like you're going to sleep and you think your body is good to go, and it's not at 3 a.m. in the morning, and you pop up and you're like, oh, what's going on? And you wake up and you like, oh my God, and you're walking like you got a peg leg, right? And it's like you're walking like, please, 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 and you're trying to like, stretch it out. And you're like, I never woke up wanting to do exercise, but this is definitely will get me to want to do exercise at 3 a.m. in the
Oh,
morning.
yes. I would
Wow.
say if it happens to you at 3 in the morning, write it out. But if it's happening to you as you're like falling asleep, like sitting in bed getting ready, maybe that's when you can stretch it out. Don't wake yourself up in the middle of the night just to stretch it out, please.
Yeah, that's a definitely alarm clock status right there because you're not expecting it. Like you just feel like there's like something wakes you up out of your sleep and it's a cramp, right? You know, like something is moving and like that's your leg cramping up and you're like, oh my God, I just worked out really hard. So, that's really hard as well too. And I heard, if you don't drink water as well too after you work out, that, because either your body needs that water to refill itself to be able to help with the cramps. Is that also true?
Absolutely. Now, that can be a double-edged sword if it's at night, because then you'll have to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the
Sure.
night. Then if
Sure.
you're like, it's cramping and might not be a pleasant process, but you definitely want to make sure you're hydrating before, during, and after you're working out, especially after. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, because sometimes for me, after I've had an intense workout and I've
Yep.
sweated so much and I'm like, I'm going to be so dehydrated. I go to my water
Yeah.
bottle and I take 2 sips. I'm like, I'm good. I can't drink more.
Yeah.
So you just have to remind yourself to constantly just sit for like the 2 to 3 hours, if not more, after your workout.
I see. I see. Yeah. I mean, if you have to use a bathroom and get a cramp at the same time, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a walk to the bathroom you're never gonna forget.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what's up, Aaron David? Thank you so much. Donna Marie Bird says thank you, and everybody says water. Yes, water. Let's talk about something special before we get into another commercial break, because time is flying by fast right now. Because we're having a good time, Mary. We're having a good time. This is something that we love to talk about, and we kind of talked about awareness on our show at the very beginning. Let's talk about mental health aider, right? How has that helped you with your business?
Great question. So mental health is one of our main focuses at NOTA. We focus on mental, physical, and spiritual. And mental health first aid, what that is, it's basically like CPR for mental health conditions. So we know, like, if we see someone unresponsive in the street, compressions, breaths, we need to do AED. That's CPR. So mental health first aid is similar for mental health conditions. And so in the training, we learn about depression, anxiety, we learn about trauma responses and how that can manifest itself in people and how it shows up in the workplace. We also learn about things like eating disorders, which a lot of times people don't think
Oh
or
wow,
associate with mental health.
that's a good
So
one.
what it's helped us with at NOTA is really tailor our mental health programming, whether it's our workshops, our mindfulness sessions. We also train other people to become mental health first aiders. It's really just helped us get a better understanding, get our team a better understanding of how mental health can manifest so that we can be on the lookout for it. Also within our culture, because we try to practice what we preach. So if someone's off, if we notice someone's going through a hard time, we can be there for them, connect them with the appropriate resources, but then also work with our clients, whether that's a workplace or, we work with nonprofits or even individuals in the community, connecting them to the appropriate resources. And it's just given us that lens and that leg up to really care for people holistically, not just caring about how much you weigh or are you moving or what are you eating, but how are you actually doing? And that's something that's big for us. Like, if you say, how are you? Tell us how you're really doing. If you're doing great, fine. We love to hear it. But
Yeah,
if you're not, tell us.
yeah.
And that's why we try to build that relationship and those communities with everyone that we come into contact with. And it's been amazing to see the way people have opened up to us, even if we're just there for a 1 hour, workshop at a workplace. We can end up being there for 2, 3 hours because of the conversations we're having with people individually after. And it's, again, just that connection piece.
I like that. I like that. I'm gonna add extra. I'm gonna add something on to this because sometimes people, when they're depressed and they need someone to talk to, like yourself, and you're sitting there for like 2 to 3 hours, and you guys are hashing out everything that can make a person depressed, but at the end you make them feel really great, and then afterwards, there's always a celebration. You know what I like when I go through depression? I love ice cream. Ice
Yeah.
cream is such a great thing for me, and and people know me. Like the people that know me, they know that if I'm having a bad week or something is going crazy, sometimes I'll talk to some people and we'll have a great conversation. I say, you know what? I think it's time for me to get some ice cream. But I know sometimes it can be really bad. But I think like celebrating a great conversation is really good, right? Especially when you're helping someone because now you're super happy. You're like, oh my God, I really love this, and they want to come back to you, right? As well too. How do you celebrate a really, really great like counseling session for you and your team?
Yeah, we love to celebrate the wins, and so I would love to say it's ice cream. I'm also an ice cream girl myself,
Oh,
cookies and
see.
cream all the way.
Oh, let's go.
And we do celebrate every now and again with like a treat like that. But for us, it is food, but we'll always just share, like we'll cater, like whenever we're celebrating like a win like that, cater a nice meal for everybody. And we all come
Yeah.
together around the table. Um, or sometimes people are like, no, I want to bring in like dishes. Like, can we do a potluck this time? So for us, it's coming
Nice.
together around a meal and we'll talk
Yes.
about it for a little bit, the win or, how great whatever we're celebrating was. But then we use that time for connection as well. But yeah, for us, it's always a meal
Let's
somehow.
go.
Or sometimes we go out, but we do like to just bring it together like that home family style.
I think you said the biggest word ever, family. Family with style that keeps it with everybody together. I tell you, it's like when you have a potluck, people love to bring food to each other and just sit around and have a great time. And I think that's a really great thing in regards to, how to be able to celebrate with each other and things like, because when you go to a restaurant, it's cool, but you got the waiter coming up to you. Don't get me wrong, I love waiters, right? But I think it gives that more intimate feeling. And plus, for you guys, you guys are building a culture of family as well too. So I think that's a really beautiful thing. Um, on helping as far as with aiding people, like kind of like, because this is the first time I've actually heard of mental health aider. It's almost like you're kind of like that first aid, right, for people that really needs that, either the emergency or they know that something is about to happen and they need that help right away. So they come to you and it says, Mary, I really need your help because I have this situation, or I have a friend that needs help. How do you manage that when there's an emergency versus that that something is coming on that you can actually help, to aid?
Yeah, for me, it's always just about the person in front of me. And I like to think I have my own style of how I like to help, but then
Yeah.
sometimes that's not going to work. So then being able to adapt how I'm helping someone or how I'm talking to someone so that I'm meeting what they need or meeting their needs, right? But also in an emergency situation. So one of the things that we're trained on as mental health first aiders is like if someone is suicidal, connecting them.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with mental health is making sure that they don't feel alone. So no one trains alone. You don't live alone. Like you don't have to go through life alone. And so making sure that they know that they have someone there. So for example, with the suicide, we learn the different phone numbers that we can connect them to or the different resources. But with that, it's, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to be here, but building that relationship and that sense of trust first so
Yeah.
that they can be open to getting that help. And then they feel a little bit more comfortable with me being there with it. Um, and yeah, it's one of those things also just knowing how to adapt and assess the situation, kind of similar to first aid, where you're like, okay, is this person breathing or not? Is this person bleeding? Similar. Is this person having a mental health crisis right now and we need to get them help right away, but
Yep.
in a way that's going to be helpful? Because if you say, and I've been in these situations before where someone else is like, okay, I called 911, and then that caused the person to kind of go off the deep end,
Mm.
unfortunately, and the help was not helpful. So
Yeah.
just being
Wow.
able to, yeah, like think on your feet and really assess the situation.
Yeah. I like that. I like that because it's almost putting you into a therapist motion, right? Or you're actually being a therapist for someone that really needs your help. But we're gonna take another quick commercial break because time is not on our side, Mary Ghali. It's just not helping. It's not helping us with time because now we're talking about some really great things as well too. Everybody, it's your boy Rico No Suave. I got Mary Ghali. It's about health and wellness here. It's NOTA. Make sure you take note, everybody. Your boy Rico No Suave. We got another commercial and then we got another nice little video to show you about NOTA. Let's get it on.
Feeling sluggish? Struggling with stubborn weight and visceral fat? It's time to reset with Fupa Water. Packed with powerhouse ingredients like spirulina, turmeric, and aloe vera, Fupa Water is your daily detox and hydration boost all in one. Flush out toxins, energize your body, and say goodbye to that stubborn belly fat. Ready to feel lighter and stronger? Get yours today at fupawater.com. And for a limited time, use code RNSS for the Rico No Suave Show and get an additional 10% off.
Holding me back, gravity is holding me back. I want you to hold out the palm of your hand. Why don't we leave it at that? Nothing to say.
All right. Mary, are you there?
I'm here.
Me too. I'm happy that you're here. Are you having a good time?
I am. Thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
Let's go, man. I love talking about exercising as well and, being able to be disciplined. Mr. Aaron David is here, everybody. Yes. And he brought up a very good point when it comes to being fatigued about the brain. So he asked a question about mental health issues. Can mental health issues lead to fatigue? And Patty comes with and says, yes, Aaron. Mental health stress absolutely can lead towards fatigue. The brain is a powerful muscle and it's working non-stop. And he comes back and says, so true, so true. Yeah, and I think it's a really good point that, that he's actually that Patty is actually making, but also is a very good question because mental health is just so many different areas where you can be fatigued as well too. How do you witness as far as when you know that someone is having mental health issues and you see the symptoms of being fatigued?
It shows up, and that's one of the biggest kind of indicators that maybe there is something mental health related when that fatigue is persistent. Because there's a difference between being fatigued from not getting a good night's sleep, that you just didn't sleep enough or you didn't get good quality sleep, versus you're internally fatigued. It's not like it's just manifesting itself. So you're maybe more moody and irritable on top of that. You're just forgetful and tired. Like when you're fatigued because of mental health, it's not just I'm tired. There's so many other things that come with that. So the biggest thing, especially for me as a professional in this industry, is that's where knowing people and knowing their baseline kind of helps. Like, okay, you're never really this moody or irritable. You're never this tired. You're never this distracted. What's going on? And I know what that's like because I've experienced that myself, where I've just been exhausted from stress. And it definitely manifests its way in different ways into everybody, but it's just knowing, again, that foundation and kind of knowing the warning signs in general among people. And obviously, again, they're going to manifest themselves differently in every person, but just keeping your eye out. Because again, when you're just tired because you didn't sleep well, it's different than your body is just all completely exhausted from stress, from depression, from the inflammation that's going on inside.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point because, there's, in your case, you can be fatigued by helping out so many people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, being able to know what's coming towards you, even though this is what you love to do, you don't realize it until you finish helping the last person, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. I'm so tired. My body is drained, right? But you had a great time doing it because sometimes we're so focused on, our mental of helping others and doing great things for people, then we realize that I need to help myself. I need to eat something, right? And go from there. So yeah, Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, Ron, for putting that together. Thank you so much. All right, so we got to talk about, of course, we showed a couple videos already of this. We're going mobile, everybody. We're going mobile. Nota is mobile. And to be able to have this, and I really love the setup that you actually have as well. So you have the Nota mobile, right? And you travel. You travel from state to state. What is that like being able to know that you're actually spreading the love of health and wellness and fitness going from state to state? And what were some of the amazing states you've been to or places that you've been to that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, it's very fun. I don't think I realized what it would be like, especially with the Notamobile. And then when we pull up, people are like, "Oh, I've seen you guys before." Or if we're at an event without it, people are like, "Oh, I've seen your mobile before. I've seen your trailer before." And I was like, "Oh, I guess yeah, that's a thing." I don't really realize it. Or one time I remember I was driving to work and my mom called me and she was like, "Hey, I just saw you." I was like, "Oh, I guess I can't hide anymore." You know, so much for being discreet, but that's okay. We've been all over the DMV area, so we're based in right outside Washington D.C. So we've been to Maryland, we've been up to Baltimore, we've done stuff in D.C. And it's really cool when you're pulling up to like a government facility with barricades, and they put the barricades down for you. And I'm like, "Oh, for me, okay."
Wow.
Yeah. And, Secret
Wow.
Service is like on their earpiece is like, "Okay,
Let's
this,
go.
they do, and they search it and all of that good stuff, but then they
Of
put,
course.
so that's kind of cool. I'm like, "Oh, I feel so important." Um, and I mean, it is important work that we're doing. Yeah. But just getting to go to like those government facilities and yeah, having that kind of like escort in, but then also it's fun because we get to drive it. Virginia has like some really beautiful coastlines. So getting to drive it down like to Virginia Beach where we did some first responder work, which has
Oh,
been great.
wow.
We love working with our veterans and our first responders, and that's kind of what started the whole idea of being mobile. And actually, the video you showed was from one of our Veterans Day workouts, which was really fun to do. So yeah, really just also just getting to be mobile is fun because we never know what we're going to get into. Like we get people ask us to come out, and we're like, okay, great, and we just don't know like exactly sometimes what we're getting into, and it's just fun to explore new places. And we're hoping to add more miles to the trailer this year.
Let's go. Let's go. You know, um it looks like the mobile the going mobile is just a good way to go. What music in the summertime? What type of music y'all playing in the mobile? What are y'all
Oh,
doing over there?
ooh, I love my Afro beats.
Yeah.
I gotta get that going, get the windows down, just good hype music. I also
Let's
really like
go.
my old school, like 90s and early 2000s R&B.
Okay.
So gotta
Okay.
get that
Now,
going.
are
Yeah.
you are you playing that through one of the sessions? Like I saw in one of the videos, the gentleman was actually doing the push-ups, right? Now, what type of music are you guys playing? When let's say you're pulling up, they hear you from a mile away because you're coming up there, the mobile, and then finally you get to the area. What music is it? Is it hyper music? Is that R&B? Is it the Afro beats? Is it all of that?
It's definitely hype up music, I would say, like the bring it on type song, like walkout type songs. But
Okay.
something else we like to do with our workouts is people submit a song that they like that gets them hyped up, and we try and create a playlist.
Let's
Sometimes we
go.
do things, it depends. Sometimes we do things based on the music, so we'll use our playlist, but then for certain things, we'll include their songs. Or if it's more open, then we'll
Yeah.
just include their hype up songs. So we like to bring that too so people enjoy it. Because if you're just listening to our music and it's not your style, it might not be as fun. So we want you to enjoy it too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Have you ever played music that you just forgot about the workout and you just like, let's just do whatever?
Yeah, where people have just dropped the weights and everything and are just dancing. Absolutely. And sometimes we do that on purpose where we're like, oh, we're just gonna give people a break.
I like that. That's super cool, man. That's super cool. I love that. The Eye of the Tiger. Yes, sir. Ron. Yeah, I love that. The Eye of the Tiger, man. Yes. I
That's
like
a
to
good one.
say every time I finish, you say Adrian right at the end. I love that. I love that. Any workouts that you do that's like one of your favorites that like I'm a kettlebell person, and then some people just like to do like the deadlifts or anything like that. Is there a specific workout that that says This is Mary.
Yeah, for me and for years, I want to say like 2, 3 years before COVID, I taught boxing. So and I just upgraded my bags at home, and that for me, it's makes me just feel so good because it's something that I never thought I would be able to do, and I worked at it, and I had a great coach who is my mentor, and I can do it. Like I can hit that speed bag, and I can do all these different tricks and stuff on it, and I'm like, yeah, this is me. And also, you don't realize how good of a workout it is till the next
Yeah.
day. And you're like, why are my shoulders sore? Why are my arms sore? But definitely for me, it's boxing.
That's good. That's good. Patty Escobar, the trainer, she says picking a good playlist sometimes is harder. Hold on, I
Yes.
said it's harder than a workout.
And it's hard, especially when you see, this is something I had to learn when I was first starting out with classes. Like, you can tell when people don't like your music. And that always made me feel bad. So I was like, ooh, okay, we're going to have to spend more time on this.
Yeah, sometimes John T for free says I've gotten lost in the music and stopped exercising. Maybe we need to dance more than exercise. Hey,
Hey,
that's
it
a good
works.
part. Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I dance salsa, so that's a cardio workout, to save your life. And I tell you, that's really good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, if you just forget about, well, if you're working out, don't just forget. Just don't stop working out and just start dancing because people are gonna look at you crazy.
Hey, no judgment. As long as you're moving.
Yeah, but if everybody, like, if the music is so good and y'all all doing it in unison, and all of a sudden you just start breaking out, start doing the running man and things like that, and they're like, hold on, wait, it's not that type of party. We gotta work out.
You're right. You're right. We'll see. Come to the dance class for that.
Yeah. Right, it turns into a dance class from kettlebells to dance. That'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I got something for you, Mary. I got this
Oh,
for you. This is you. This
oh,
is for you.
thank you. Oh, I'm gonna rock it. I got one for you too.
Let's
Gotta
go.
get you the NOTA shirt.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's rock it out. The reason why of course, I love giving out these shirts is because of gems of the world like yourself, right? You actually are putting together, or you have been putting things together to be able to make America healthy again. And I think because you're already putting things out there from being mobile, but also there's more to it that, of course, I learned when you're actually being a mental health aid, that first aid kit for people that's depressed, suicidal. Those are big things to be able to help try and save lives. Right. And I think for you to be able to have, and also your staff and whoever works with you, to be able to work with the youth all the way up to someone that's 86 years old, to be able to keep them going, staying motivated, and being inspirational to them as well too, and also helping people out when they really need somebody to talk to, and then celebrate with either ice cream that saves lives, just like John T for free said, and then also potlucks, family oriented. And I think what you're building, or what you have built and continuously building, is something great that everybody should be disciplined to be able to say, hey, we need more exercise and we need to have that blood flowing every single day. So this is for you. I want to say congratulations. Welcome to the Rico No Suave Show family. And yes, I will make sure that you actually get this. And congratulations. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I can't wait to come
Yes.
back and share more about what we're doing and maybe some updates.
Yes, and we definitely got to do that, right? We definitely got to do that.
Mhm.
Even if we came over to where you're at and updated and say, hey, what you got going on? You have an event, the Rico No Suave Show can actually be there and do it, make sure that people continue to see the greatness that you guys are actually doing there on mobile. And if you're ever in close to, Chicago area, let us know. We'll definitely come and do some push-ups with you,
We might
as
have
well,
to
and
bring
work it
out,
out.
we might have to bring the NONA Mobile to Chicago. Or if you're in BC, you got to come to NOTA Camp.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure. Everybody, we got to put her social media up because we want everybody to know exactly how to make sure you can follow her. So here is the first one, nota.fitness. That's Instagram. So make sure you go to Instagram, mi gente. So make sure you go there. Here's the next one. It's a little one, but it's Facebook. Nota Fit. It's really easy. That's Facebook. Here's the next one. Oh, yeah. TikTok. Let's go. NOTA.fitness. Make sure you go and check her out. A lot of videos there. Here's the next one, everybody. YouTube. It's always good to subscribe, everybody. Make sure you subscribe. NOTA.fitness. Make sure you please go ahead and check her out there. And, of course, we got a few more. We got one that's a business only, so don't go and spam her. It's all about business, collaboration. You know, they'll just be saying, hey, you know what you doing? No, make sure you know she's doing that health and wellness. So that's NOTA Fitness and Wellness LinkedIn. Last but not least, it is a website. Ooh-wee. Same thing, NOTA Fitness and Wellness.com. Make sure you guys go and support her website. Show that love. Tell them that you've seen her on the Rico No Suave show. We would like to help. We would like to participate. But otherwise, you know, make sure you get involved with fitness. Mary, it's been a pleasure. It's been
Thank
great.
you. It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Nice. Time went by fast, didn't it? I felt
It really
I felt
did.
like we just started. Do you have any last words you would like to tell the audience?
Thank you for being here. Please keep in touch. You know, follow us, stay connected, subscribe to our newsletter. We'd love to hear from you, especially if you found us through Rico No Suave. Let us know. We might have something special for you coming your way. And if you're ever in DC, be sure to hit us up and check out some of our classes, or we can come to you. Just let us know.
Let's go. Bring ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have ice cream. Let's go. Mary, thank you so much. You have a great day. Everybody, put your hands together for none other than the Chief of Wellness, NOTA Health and Wellness. Let's go, Mary Ghali. Have a great day, Mary.
Thank you. Take care.
See ya. It's your boy Rico No Suave, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself today. It was a great time. I had a blast talking about health and wellness, and everybody, you already know it's about dietary, it's about nutrition, but it's also about the way you work out to keep your blood flowing, to live longer, everybody. So make sure you go ahead and support Mary Ghali as well, too. Our website, we do have social media. It is www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you guys go ahead and show love there. Here's the next one. Oh, yeah, it's Facebook, Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and like and love. Here's the next one. Ba-boom. Yes, we have it too. Instagram. Make sure you go to Instagram, Rico No Suave Show. Go ahead and follow us there. This one is special because you need to subscribe. Rico No Suave Show, everybody. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Last but not least, Mixcloud turns into kind of like that podcast, but audio when you're driving, but just only for audio. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on Mixcloud.com, Rico No Suave Talk Show. Everybody, we got to get out of here, but I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, man. Thank you guys so much for showing the love today. It was beautiful, man. You guys were on point with it as well. But until next time, everybody, you guys stay safe out there. Until next time, as we end off the show, just like this.